Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dana. Today I will be making a couple of tags. To start off this tag, I took this stamp from the Ledger stamp set from Tim Holtz, and I'm going to go ahead and ink that up in Vintage Photo Archival ink. Then I took this die set from the Wildflower Stems 1 and I just placed that on the stamp, and then I took a piece of scrap paper to rub across the stamp and the die cut to ink up the die cut. Then I'm going to go in and ink up the entire thing using my Salvaged Patina Distress ink. And then I'm going in with Uncharted Mariner and just darkening up some spots a bit. So I did the center of the flower and the bottom parts of the petals and then the bottom parts of the leaves. I'm taking this Distress Crackle paint in translucent and I'm going to paint the entire die cut. Now this did take a while, so this is super sped up, but it's totally worth it. I love the effect of the kind of glossy crackle texture that you get. As this medium dries, it does shrink a bit, so your die cut or whatever you put it on will have a tendency to warp and curl, but if you just manipulate it a little bit with your fingers, you can get it to flatten out fairly well. And if you wanted, you could always put it under something heavy and it'll completely flatten it out. But I like kind of the bends and folds that it gives, especially on flowers. Then I'm taking this die from the Crochet Thinlet set and I'm just inking that up in Antique Linen Oxide ink. I cut out a tag from watercolor paper using the Tim Holtz tag die set, and then I'm going to run that through my Platinum 6 Spellbinders die cutting machine in the cracked texture fade. And then I'm going to ink up the entire tag with Saltwater Taffy Distress ink. Then I'm going to brayer on some Salvaged Patina. This will just add ink to the raised portions of the tag. If you wouldn't mind, go ahead and pamper that like button. I do greatly appreciate it. And if you're enjoying my content, if you consider subscribing, I do try and upload videos at least twice a week. This is just some white gouache that I put in a little plastic container that I had. I'm just adding some water and then mixing that up with my fan brush. And then I'll go ahead and splatter the entire background. Then I'm going to go in with the Uncharted Mariner spray stain, and I'm just using the tube, the spray tube, to splatter just on the right side of the tag. Then I stood that up in my splat box and I'm just spraying it down with water. So then it creates the drips. And then going in with my heat tool and drying that off. I took a couple pieces of trim that I had in my stash and I'm just adding that to the top of the tag. This took a bit of fiddling. Then I'm going to go ahead and adhere the crochet die cut to the right hand side of the tag. Then I took some skeleton leaves. I'm going to go ahead and adhere those onto the tag over the crocheted section. And then I'll add the flower on top of that. And here you can kind of see the texture that that crackle paint gave. Then I took these adorable girls from one of the Paperdoll sets and I'm just popping those up on some foam squares. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this flower on that I had in my stash. And here I'm just adding a bit more glue underneath the paper dolls to make sure that they're really stuck down. And here's the completed tag. I just loved how this turned out. And this is actually the example one that I made, just so I knew where I was going. It has a different paper doll on there. But I hope you all enjoyed. Again, thank you so much for joining me today. And as always, take some time to pamper your inner goddess, and I will see you in the next one.